Alright, YouTube, let's keep this domination campaign going. You can see that we were pretty busy when we left off. We've already captured, what is it, 5 provinces? Yeah, 5 provinces. Quickly on our way to more, we made a temporary peace with the Takeda, but we've got the Imagawa on our southern border, and some other clans who are probably going to be none too friendly for very long. The Ikoiki. Course they're in Echu, so that'll be alright. It does mean that I may have to worry about the spread of the eco-faith. Nope. Not here, at least, because of my religious buildings, but it may be the case in some of my other provinces. Have to watch out for it because it can cause some revolts. Well, let's keep things moving. I think I was just about to end the turn, to be honest. Let me check and see where my Master of the Arts is at. We're about to be able to build better farms, which is going to be pretty critical to helping us keep things upgraded. So looks like we're in decent shape, and then I think I'll go for increased ammunition and fire arrows so that I can use bokabayas effectively. This is definitely going to be an interesting campaign. So I think that, and I've never played one, to be honest, a domination campaign. I'm guessing though that it's going to be pretty climactic as you take Kyoto and own about half of the map, and I imagine you're going to have some pretty powerful foes, but then as you start to overcome them, it'll probably start to turn into a steamroll because you'll have so much wealth and power that they just really won't be able to oppose you. At least that's just my guess. I could be wrong. I'm going to build a lot of economic buildings, like I'd said. Up here, not a sword school. I'd like to build a market. There we go. Anything I can do to bolster my funds. Obviously, money is the sinew of war, so I'm going to want a lot of it. I want to say I've got a ninja somewhere that I needed to... Whoa! Didn't mean to go out across the ocean here. Okay, here's my ninja. Let's take him and see if we can keep trying to sabotage these farms just to get him ranked up. And apparently I've hired one sorry ninja because he couldn't sabotage the farms, but oh well, we'll give him some more chances. Okie dokie. I'm going to end another turn here. Not really much I think I need to do at the moment. I do have a lot of money though, so I probably ought to make sure that my defenses are bolstered just in case I get kind of blitzed by an enemy all of a sudden, which is very possible, because the Takeda only drew up a peace with me because they needed it, which means that they don't really intend to honor it in any real sense of the word. So we will see. And the Imagawa, looks like they may be getting beat up on a little too. I see a huge Imagawa army to the south. I'm not at war with them though. Suspicious death. It looks like my ninja just got killed too. Eager to serve. We're gonna enlist him. Yeah, my ninja just got killed. So that's what he gets for stinking, I guess. I can recruit another Metsuke. I've already got a Metsuke, I believe, here. I'll go ahead and just bring this, well... the Metsuke is going to have the most effect on the town that has the most province wealth. So that province has 2109. And this province only 1125. So I'm going to send the Metsuke to this province and embed him in that province. Now I can spend some money here. I don't want to spend it on upgrading anything that requires food, so you're not going to want to spend it on markets or anything yet. The roads won't be a bad thing though. So I'll go ahead and invest in some roads. Or here we've got a lumber yard. I'll invest in that as well. Upgrade the roads there. The roads will help with replenishment, help me to move faster. And we got a Date army here. Looks like one army is trying to skirt around. It's probably going to go just start harassing my farms and stuff. We do have a workshop here. I'm not going to need it a lot, though, because I don't intend to recruit a lot of units from up here. If for some reason by conquering the Date I could start recruiting bulletproof samurai, then by all means I would start recruiting units up here. But otherwise, I just don't have a whole lot of desire to do such a thing. I'm gonna try and take my daimyo out and see if I can go put down this incoming Date force here. Kind of like to be offensive against them. I have no idea what type of army they have, so ooh, a pretty good one, actually. Well, I don't know if by backing down that it makes my daimyo look weaker. I don't remember if that plays into his honor, so I'm not going to back down. I'm not sure it was the best decision for me to attack, but it is the AI, and I feel pretty confident in my ability to overcome their lousy use of tactics, and I outnumber them, so I think it'll be alright. Alright, we are about to begin the battle against the Date. Figured it might be fun to hear what Kenshin has to say. I'm sure it's just a pre-cut battle speech, but oh well. I need to check my sound effects and find out why the guys aren't cheering during the speeches. Oh well. Wow, he's giving a very story-esque speech here. Very good. It makes me wonder if they're going to have general speeches in Rome too. I haven't watched for that yet. Not the biggest deal in the world, obviously, if they don't, but it would be pretty cool if they did. I'm going to leave one unit back here with my daimyo, just in case it is needed. And I'm going to run a Yari Sam on either flank, because I do intend to immediately outflank. And I'll start off with my archers up front, but I'm guessing that I will very quickly have to retreat them, because the enemy will usually charge them down when you have them out front and unprotected. But they don't have any cavalry, so it'll be relatively easy for me to get away from their charge. I'm going to group up all my units just for the sake of making it easy to move. There is a hill back here. Not sure if the AI is going to camp it. Usually they like to camp hills with a forest, so it almost makes me wonder if the AI is going to make a run for this hill. We will see. If they do, I'll try and catch them on the run. Well, they're certainly not sitting still, so I kind of do think they're going to make a run for that hill. But they may not be making a run for the hill. We'll see. I don't want to exhaust my men either. The general certainly making a run for the hill. Or no, he's not. Yeah, I don't think they're going to camp the hill. They might just come square off with me. And they may do that because their army, speaking in terms of melee, is actually stronger than mine. But I've also got a monk embedded in my army. And if you look, this like 3 chevron Yari Ashigaru's got 14 morale. Those guys aren't going to break easy. 21 morale on my Yari Samurai. So yeah, this is not going to be an easy army for those Katana Samurai to break. So even though my forces are weaker in melee, it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Date, that's for sure. And especially if I spear wall up, I'm pretty certain that the Katana Samurai would just lose head on. Yeah, well, the computer has taken up somewhat of a position on that hill. So what we will do, I'm going to ungroup my Yari Sam, take them out, and I will move up this force to here. And that will bring my infantry within range of their bows, but I'm actually kind of hoping maybe those bow samurai will shoot at my infantry for just a second. I don't want to let them get a lot of shots, but if they shoot at my infantry for just a second, it'll give my bows a chance to return fire. But typically the AI bows will immediately target your infantry and not your skirmish units. which, to be honest, sometimes turns out to be fairly effective for them. Right now, though, they're targeting my archers, which is certainly a smarter move. They've got bow samurai, and their bow samurai can hurt my bow ashigaru pretty badly. As you can see, that the volley from all three of my bow ashigaru really didn't even do that much to this bow samurai. They've got better armor, plus they've got a higher bow damage stat. But my numbers will succeed here. Plus, I'll just use it as an opportunity to kind of whittle them down a little. I don't want these bow samurai chewing my guys up in the middle of a fight. Oh, I forgot they had another one. Let's see if we can put some pressure on their bow samurai with my Yari samurai. Might be able to use Kenshin to help me with that. These archers are probably going to get a bonus from being in the woods, which is going to be problematic. Okay. The bow samurai have switched targets. They've got a katana samurai coming in. I'm going to pull out. That's not the kind of fight I want. Now that katana samurai is in range, though, I'll take a couple of shots at it. Kind of funny using Yari samurai to skirmish. May not be the best idea because they're gonna definitely take some bow samurai fire, but it'll give me an opportunity to hurt the enemy pretty badly. Yeah, you can see that I'm putting some pretty serious pain down on those katana samurai from the flank. If they continue to follow my Yari samurai will have an easy time mopping them up. Okay. This katana samurai is sufficiently out of position, so I'll pin it with my Yari samurai and give it a quick knockout blow with my general. I think we sufficiently damaged those guys. Yeah, it's not going to take much. Yep. That katana samurai routed without me touching it. It was too far out of position. I'll now use Kenshin to knock out these bow samurai.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
And that should force the Date to charge. Bow samurai in campaign are actually quite dangerous in a prolonged melee. So I will keep my general on the move so as to not incur unnecessary losses. And you can see that I did just deliver a knockout blow. And now the AI is charging.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
Okay. Those Yari Ashikari routed before they ever reached my line. That's a pretty sweet deal. Okay, I got all my Yari Ashikari spear walled up. And of course I intend to outflank. I'm going to move my guys forward a little. Okay, let's take my general and my Yari samurai around the flanks. Imagine the enemy katana samurai will actually probably get shredded by my units, just because the morale is going to be so much better for my units. Right here, pinning down this Yari Ashigaru. Yep, we've already got routing units. Yeah, this is not going to be an issue. I'll just use Kenshin to knock out these. The only real fight we've got going on is going to be right here, where the enemy units have better morale. Alright, Kenshin's going to get countercharged by the enemy general. I don't want to risk a premature death here. So I'm just going to retreat, get out of there. Let my troops come in to help mop up. Enemy katana samurai did come, decide to hit me in the back here. I think I can just turn my bows off fire. They'll probably be doing more damage to my men than they will the enemy. Oh, my Yari Samurai, I got killed over here by these Katana Samurai. I don't guess I should be surprised by that, but I'm disappointed. So I'll try and knock out these Katana Samurai with some hammer and anvil blows from my avatar. Or not from my avatar, sorry, from my daimyo.
My lord, a glorious
There we go.
victory will soon be yours.
Well, I underestimated those Katana Samurai a little. I figured the morale difference would rout them a little quicker, but in the end, I'm guessing I probably didn't lose that Yari Samurai. It probably routed, and I'll get to keep it. So let's go ahead and end this battle. Okay, I got to keep my Yari Samurai, which is good. Didn't want to lose that. My general got a lot of kills. Yari Samurai. Go Ashigaru. My other Yari Samurai didn't do so well. They were fighting against Katana Samurai, to be quite fair, though. I'm going to go ahead and just go march on the last Date city, and I'm going to train some Ashigaru units to help garrison this province. Just to help with revolts and to also make sure that this little Date army here can't come and really give me any grief, so to speak. And as soon as I take their last city, then that army should disappear. And then we can double back, knock out the Hanma. And then by the time I knock out the Hanma, I'm going to make a fleet actually to invade Sato as well. My trade agreement with the Hanma was broken by them, actually, I think, and they're feeling quite unfriendly towards me, which is fine, because I plan on attacking them. So, really no worry for me. I'm trading with the Satake, the Satomi don't like me, and then, of course, the Takeda don't like me. And I don't really care to make trade agreements with any of them. I don't think that I need it at this point, and we'll just kind of see how things go. I will be able to upgrade my farms at the end of this turn, however. That should have been what I saved my money for, to be quite honest. Those roads may not be a good payback. We will see. Once I finish building some of those buildings, yeah, the Imagawa are growing pretty strong to my south. Looks like the Satomi are going to get overrun. Okay, we mastered the art. Plus one of the Daimyo's honor. Plus one of Daimyo's honor would be nice, but I really need to get flaming arrows so that my bow kabayas can be effective. So I'm actually going to research that it looks like it's going to take 9 turns total. And I'm just going to leave these guys behind me. It's just a unit of bow samurai. They really can't beat me here. And I'm just going to make a run for their last remaining city and take these guys out. I haven't gotten a chance to retrain all my guys, though. So I'll just have to make sure that they don't get killed. Pretty sure I can do that. My monk can get... Let's see what we can do. Militant. Ooh, wow. +4 to zeal when inspiring armies. Don't mind if I do. Converting characters, inspiring towns. Plus movement range. Movement range is handy. Inciting unrest, that would be nice. So I might do 1 point here to inspiring towns so that I can make him good at inspiring unrest in enemy provinces as well. That could be helpful later on. We'll see whether or not I make the right decision. The Takeda have not counterattacked me, which is good. I really don't have the money or time to fool with it. I am going to train a couple more troops. Oh, and I can train another Metsuke. Be glad to do that. Oh, I forgot to move my other one. Or no, I didn't. He just hadn't moved yet. Overseas settlement. So that'll increase my tax income. Let's see if any of my other settlements are rolling in a good potential tax income, because that might be a better place for my Metsuke. Yeah, look, 2284 here from this province. And this province probably won't be a good example because I have their taxes turned off. So it looks like Miyagi is a good place for that other Metsuke I just trained, so I'll send them there. Just want to maximize the benefit. Plus they'll be relatively safe back there in the back lines. Satake. Let's see what's up. Satake, they are at war with the Imagawa, so they might act as a pretty decent buffer. We're going to have to eliminate the Takeda and the Imagawa. They are a certain threat. And by taking out the Hanma, that should provide me with the money I need. So if I can at least hold off the Takeda and the Imagawa until such a time as I can get both of my armies working on them, it should work out. Like I said, it's going to be a little dicey in the beginning just because you've got so many fronts to secure, but I think the best way to go with the Uesugi early on is to get pretty aggressive. You don't want to overextend, but if you try and turtle up, you just won't have enough money and land, and the other people will get way too big for you to handle. You can see the Takeda are already pushing back against the Ikoiki, even after I dealt them a major loss. So that's not good. I really need to put some pressure on the Takeda. And since they're focusing on the Ikoiki, I could potentially hurt them in North Shinano. The problem is that's going to leave my flank exposed to the Imagawa in Kozuke. I don't think the Imagawa are at war with me, but if I start a war with Takeda, they most likely will be, because I'm almost certain they're allied. They are. So, yeah, I mean, if the Takeda really start to grow anymore, I will go ahead and attack them. But for the time being, I'm going to try and just finish off the Date and secure up this flank, which we can easily do right here without losing any men. We have been noted by Kyoto. Stronghold, and we can upgrade the farm here too, which we will do. Upgrade the roads, and then I'm going to tear down this building again and just build financial buildings, because I'm only interested in making money from these provinces. I'll take this Matsuke to oversee Miyagi. And there we go. Got one in Fukushima now. Alright. I think I showed you all what the Matsuke does there, but my tax rate is now higher because the Matsuke is there, which means my income from that province is higher, and as my Matsuke gains rank, that just continues to multiply, basically. Let's go ahead and end this turn. I'm making pretty good income, actually, all things considered. I've got 2 armies, and I have the taxes turned off in Iwate, so I really ought to be making some pretty solid income, but this is bad. The Ikoiki have decided to declare war on me, which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense. They're already at war with the Takeda and the Imagawa. So, yeah, it doesn't really seem to make sense. So what I'll do is I'll probably just try and turtle up against the Ikoiki. I don't really want to get offensive versus them, because I'm more worried about the Imagawa and the Takeda. And if I go out killing the Ikoiki, it's just going to open up the road for the Imagawa and the Takeda to take me out. However, it may make the Takeda and the Imagawa slightly less violent towards me, since I am... well, the Satake are out now, and that was actually a pretty important trade route, apparently, because my income just plummeted. Let's see what we can do. I can train another Matsuke back here. I guess I'll implant him in one of these cities. Let's see which one's got the bigger 1784 for wealth. And Ugo. Yeah, I'm going to implant him here in Iwate, and that jumped my income up quite a bit. I can't get him in there right now because of the fact that I just took over the city. Building the ninja building really also helps the happiness in the province. Alright, so I've got money now. We'll be in good shape as far as that's concerned. I've got the right building set up. The problem is that I've got enemies everywhere. I wonder if the Satomi... they are allied with Takeda as well. So my southern, or I guess the way the map is oriented, my southern border here is at extreme risk. In fact, all of my borders are at extreme risk. I do not know what the Ikoiki are about to throw at me, but I would do well to prepare for it, basically, at this point. So I'm going to have to train more troops in Ichigo to make sure that I can defend that city against an Ikoiki incursion, which I'm not expecting their troops to be high quality, because usually the Iko-Iki doesn't bring anything that's high quality. I am not at war with the Imagawa, but if I am to be at war with them soon, it's going to be trouble. Definite trouble. I'm trying to think. I don't believe I have a sword school anywhere. I may build a sword school here in Kozuke so that I can train some katana samurai, which would be extremely helpful. Let's go ahead and end this turn. I'm guessing, though, that the Takeda and the Imagawa are going to declare war on me at pretty much any moment. One of the two will. I'm kind of shocked that they haven't already, to be honest. Okay. So let's ditch this market. I'll build a sword school there. And I'll probably ditch this market as well and build a... This is going to drop my income a little, unfortunately. But I need some of the military buildings to replace it. And I'm just going to bolster my troops a little here. I'm mainly just using Ashigaru units for now because that's all I need, and I don't want to overdo it on the spend. Let's see. One more turn and the ninja building will be complete here, which makes me believe this province won't be that much unrest. It's already not having any unrest. Just train a couple of units, and I can get rid of some of these units later if they're taking up too much of my money. And we're going to go ahead and march on the Hanma. I do need to let my Yari Samurai retrain, though, because they're pretty thrashed. Okay. Alright. Let us end another turn here, and we are certainly exposed at the moment, and the quicker I can knock out the Hanma and get my daimyo back down to my front lines, the better. I need my daimyo to start putting pressure on the Imagawa before they attack me, because I can probably hold off against the Takeda and the Iko-Iki. So here we will build a sword school, and up here we will build a Yari drill yard. And you can see my income did drop some, but my income ought to be able to go up some too as I complete the buildings in these other provinces. I think got this Metsuke here, oversee that settlement. So all my Metsuke should be in the settlements, which is good. And I'm not going to attack the Hanma quite yet, because I'm going to wait a turn or so for this unit to keep replenishing. It's not very well replenished yet. I've got a fairly stout army here. It's not invincible, but in a defense position it would be quite strong. Unless the enemy had just absolutely tanked up on bow samurai and katana samurai, which they may have. It's always hard to say. I do need to train a ninja to do some scouting on the Imagawa, so let's get in here a recruitment and get a ninja. I also need to use some of my money to upgrade my farms. Hopefully that'll increase my farm income and also give me the ability to expand my cities as needed. Disease in Kozuke, that's not really what I needed. Okay, we'll go do a little bit of spying on the Imagawa. Okay, got my building still building. I'll be able to make katana samurai soon, but I'm not going to have a whole big bunch of money. I can get rid of this sword school in Miyagi and build the ninja building instead, because it adds just a little bit of income to each province where you have it. My Yari Samurai is retraining nicer now. And I'll try and upgrade these ninja buildings also as I get the money, because that brings a little bit further added income and happiness to the province. Repression's always a good thing whenever you've conquered a place. Let's see here. Still no attacks. Quite surprised, as my armies are actually quite weak at the moment. Upgrade the ninja building there. Those will kind of be long-term investments for me. I need a little more defense in Ichigo in case I get attacked. Probably got enough archers for now. I'll just get a couple more Yari. And I'll eventually replace some of these Ashigaru units with better units as my money and situation allows. And it is winter time, so I'm probably not going to attack just yet with my daimyo. Wait just a little longer and then I'll hit the Hanma. But I don't want to wait too long. Like I said, this army I'm feeling pretty confident about. And I'm only a few turns from fire arrows too, which will be helpful. The Ikoiki are no longer a threat to me because the Takeda have moved up. So I really do need to put some pressure on the Takeda and the Imagawa, but this is good actually. So the Takeda are at peace with me temporarily. They will keep the Ikoiki from being able to attack me, and then I can hit the Takeda and the Imagawa hard, hopefully with a knockout blow, and we'll just kind of come down through here doing some searching, see what the yeah, just kind of scouting out some Imagawa land, see if they got any attacks headed my way. I don't see anything. And we'll kind of move my ninja up here to where he can keep an eye out for approaching armies. I don't want to sabotage either because it may start a war. Okay, my troops are retrained enough. I'm going to go ahead and declare war on the Hanma, which I pretty much think they were expecting it anyway. I've got access to a lot of good resources as well. Oh, there's a trade route up here that I forgot about. I'm going to start... do I not? Okay, I do have a port here. Let's recruit some trade ships and see if I can get up onto that trade route. That'll definitely be worth it. I think it's a trade route for iron, which would give me even more iron to trade. Of course, no one's going to want to trade with me, but it's going to help my income one way or the other. Really surprised that I'm not getting attacked by the Imagawa and the Takeda. I'm actually extremely weak to them right now. I'm not sure why it is that they're not wanting to fight me. Okay, one of my Metsuke increased in rank, so we want to take advantage of that. Let's see, +2 to repression, +1 to overseeing towns, absolutely. That's what we want my guy to be good at, is just overseeing towns. That's really all I want these Metsukes for. If I can make them any better at apprehending, then great, but really my biggest concern is getting the most income out of my cities. Okay, the Hanma are completely defenseless here. That is good, which makes this province an easy capture. And I need neither one of these buildings, so we will tear them down. And go ahead and upgrade the farms here. Okay, my income's definitely going to start coming up now. I've got these buildings upgrading. That building's almost built. And I need to upgrade this to a Naginata dojo. Alright, let's go ahead and end another turn here, and I believe that the fire arrows will be finished researching as well. Yeah, I've got a decent line of sight where that ninja's at there. Kind of help me keep an eye on the Imagawa. I've now got at least a somewhat safe position in the far north. The Imagawa have a Metsuke who is trying to apprehend my Metsuke. The Hanma land an invasion force near Ugo. That is bad. Didn't actually expect that from the Hanma, but it doesn't really surprise me either. Okay, let's see. We can upgrade Kenshin. I don't need plus 10 to diplomatic relations, really. And plus 1 morale for the general and his bodyguard. I guess I'll take the diplomatic relations. Alright, we can get stand and fight, which means that now my guys are going to start to get powerful because they get a boost to their melee. So with a boost to melee, my guys are going to start to become quite strong. Alright. We have got to go knock out this Hanma force, which means I've got to quickly march Kenshin back north, which is actually bad. That is a waste of my time and a waste of my resources, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and train a couple of Bokabayas down here so that I can try and put some pressure on the Hanma. I do have these trade ships trained. Let's see if anybody is in possession of this trade route. Be a good quick income grab. Go ahead and end another turn. The Imagawa and Takeda may be reluctant to attack me due to my quote-unquote power, like as far as, I mean, they see the fact that I can control almost as many provinces as them, and I have a decent income, which may be the reason why they are reluctant, but I don't expect that they will stay that way forever. And I also really doubt that there's anything I can do here to protect against this type of attack. But nevertheless, I'm going to fight it because I want to kill as many of these guys as possible, and if I let the AI do it, they'll basically kill none of these men, so I am going to go ahead and do this.